Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I drew this picture of a lion about 8 months ago with colour pencil. I think I used my pencils from W.H. Smith, which is a shop in the UK. Pretty cheap but good quality for student grade. And I was quite happy with it at the time, but I can really see the flaws in it now. For example, the eyes and the muzzle are not very well in proportion, but it's okay. But I decided to redraw it for this video so that I can see how much I've improved. So let's get on with it. So for this redraw, I decided to use my Copic markers and one Pro marker, and then work back into it with colour pencil later on. I sketched the outline lightly in colour pencil, then completed the base in Copics. I wanted to make the drawing similar with a dark background, but I drew the line a little bit further away so there would be more of the line's mane in view, and I think this helped with the proportions as well. In the original drawing I used black pencil for the eyes, nose and background, but for this drawing I decided not to use black at all. Instead I mixed my Prussian blue marker with dark browns. Prussian blue, or B39, is one of my favourite markers, as you can create real depth with it without having to use black. I used an A4 piece of Bristol Board for this drawing. I think it's my favourite paper to use when it comes to markers, but for the previous piece, because it was in colour pencil, I used smooth cartridge paper. So you might have noticed that this drawing is a bit different to my previous videos, as it's much more realistic in style. I really enjoy creating children's cartoons and illustrations, and in particular Charlie Mouse, but I also like drawing more realistically sometimes, especially when it comes to animals. I don't always make an exact copy of a reference photo, but like to make a more semi-realistic image. The skills for more realistic art are definitely transferable to illustration. And I really want to get into drawing some pet portraits too, as I think there is something really special in doing this. So once I completed the base of markers, I worked back into the fur with my Prismacolor pencils to try and bring out the texture a bit more, especially in the mane. I tried to make the mane a bit more fluffy and different to the fur on the face. I wanted to not only improve the proportions in this image, but make the line look a little bit more epic. I mean, lines are majestic, so they really need to look it, don't they? One of the things that I'm really bad at when working with pencils is not keeping my pencils really sharp, because I'm a bit lazy sometimes and I try to go as far as possible without sharpening them. And this is a really bad habit, because when drawing realistically, you really need your pencils to be sharp all the time. So do as I say here and not as I do. I also use my white gel pen for highlights towards the end. I wanted to try and avoid doing this, but I caved. I tried to blend it out a bit more though, so it wasn't just harsh white lines, so kind of a little bit more like paint maybe. And that looks a bit more realistic, but obviously you can't really avoid this when doing the whiskers because they are just white. But I'm trying to use my white gel pen a bit less in my art because I feel that it can become a crutch sometimes. So I think this piece does show improvement in 8 months, especially in the anatomy of the lion's face, and I really like how it turned out, but I do want to keep pushing myself to improve even more. But I do really like this drawing. So this piece will be available on my Redbubble store, where you can buy some prints or merchandise if you want to, and you can find the link in the description below. But please let me know what you think of this drawing. Do you think I've improved? Which line do you like best? Have you ever tried the try this again challenge? Try this again. Wow. Let me start that again. Have you ever tried the draw this again challenge? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe for more videos and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye for now.